We're live. Yes. So I'm going to just talk. So basically, I have a little overview. I'm going to let a few minutes kind of happen. This is Kaleena, everybody. Hi. So basically, I'm going to let this kind of start up a few minutes. So anybody that watches this later, a quick overview. I'm basically going to talk about 75 Hard. The point of it, how much weight was lost, what programs I used, what apps I used, what supplements I used.
Where did you find 75 Hard?
It was online. Am I answering your question? Or do you want me to talk to them?
Introduce it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So 75 Hard. Well, I'm just giving an overview of what I'm going to talk about.
Okay.
So the people watching the video can see.
Got it.
Anyways, okay. So 75 Hard, I'll talk about the program, the mindset, everything I had to deal with and stuff like that. Everything she had to put up with me doing the stuff.
It wasn't bad.
And all, yeah, she says that. Okay. So anyways, what's your perspective? Yeah, before we kind of even get started with this, what's your perspective of me doing all this? And she is a physician's assistant, so she does have 10 times more knowledge than me when it comes to a lot of this stuff, and a personal trainer. And she's competed in the past, so she knows a lot more about it. So she's far more knowledgeable and done this more than I've ever had.
So, at first I was a little bit skeptical because it's working out. Well, did you want to explain what it is?
Whatever you want to do.
Okay, well, because it's every day working out, I was a little bit skeptical about it to start because I felt like that's kind of an extreme. It was 75 days of doing that, and I'm just, I want people to do things that are sustainable. I always think it's the best thing to do is something sustainable, not to do something that you're not going to be able to keep up and get short-term results and then have a rebound. So I was a little skeptical at first, but actually was pretty surprised, and I think it turned out to be a good program actually. So
yeah. So anyways, 75 Hard, the whole point, just a quick overview of, you have to work out every day for 75 days. You have to do 45 hours of working out, 45 hours of outdoor working out, whether that's cardio, walking, jogging, whatever you decide, just has to be outside. You have to read 10 pages of some kind of self-help improvement or just a book in general every day. No alcohol, no cheat meals. You have to stick to a diet. So whatever diet you come up with, you have to stick to it, no cheat meals. And then the last one is you have to drink at least a gallon of water every single day.
And then
every single day. And then I did a dumbass thing to where I added every single night, I did a cold shower for 20 seconds and finished that off. That was probably the worst of all of it. So that really sucked. So that was one of the things. My last one was last night, and I was beyond happy that crap was over with. So, all right. So I'm going to dive into it. The reason I even did this in the first place is one, because, I like a mental challenge, and I basically, every time I try and do something like this, I always start something and I never really finish it. Like I always go up and down, and I can never stay consistent with anything because I start second guessing it. I'm impatient.
You mean like a diet?
Yeah, like a diet in general. Like not necessarily a program, but like just a diet in general. Like I'll go really hard for like a month, lose a bunch of weight, and just can't, I either stop seeing results and just flat out just say, this isn't going to work, or then I start tweaking it and adjusting it, and then I just give up on it, or I try too hard to do too quickly, and then I just rebound back. So it's just constantly up and down.
Yeah, you say that, but actually over the past few years since, we got married and everything, I think you did start out like that, and then you would have like binging episodes of not like crazy binging, but then it'd be, I'm just gonna eat whatever I want, let's make this, let's make that. And actually, like slowly over time, I feel like you've stopped doing that. Yeah. So slowly over time, you've gotten more consistent, less with the up and down. You've been pretty good about tracking what you're eating and staying consistent with like eating healthy. Even if you do get off track, I don't think it's to the extent that it used to be. So even though you don't see progress, maybe, or you think that you weren't improving, I feel like you actually over time have really been improving in how.
I guess.
Yeah, I think you have.
Maybe I was just worse before than I realized. Who knows? I have no idea. Anyways, so the 75.
You've been doing good.
All right, so 75 Hard. I want to talk about a couple things. Diet. Number one. A lot of people because I got to eat some crazy stuff, and the cool thing about it is the fact that I didn't have to stick to any like crazy like Whole30 or keto diet or, you know, paleo or anything like that. I didn't have to do anything crazy. I basically just did 2,500 calories every single day and then had a general split that I tried to hit that on. Meaning that, okay, you could probably explain this better than me. So basically I'm saying that I hit 2,500 calories every day and I did like a 40-40-20 split. 40 protein, 40 carb, and 20% fat. Can you kind of elaborate on why that's good or what I'm kind of saying in better terms than me explaining that?
Okay.
Or not?
So first of all, how did you figure out the 2,500? Let's start with that.
Okay, so 2,500. So a lot of people out there, you're probably just eating a bunch of stuff. You're not even really keeping track of it. I track everything that I eat using Myfitnesspal. And then she uses Myfitnesspal too.
Yeah.
And she uses another app to like track her weight and progress and stuff like that. So everything that has a barcode, you can scan it and track it. So then that way it shows you exactly how much you've eaten every single day. And every time I'd get to 2,500 or whatever, it'd be like, that would be it. Yeah. And then it tells you protein, carbs, fat breakdown. So then you can see and make sure your ratios are on track. So I got to that number based upon what I was already eating at and what I kind of saw that if I eat this number, I lose weight, or if I eat this number, I maintain weight. So that's where I saw that I was maintaining at like 3,000 calories a day. So I figured if I drop it, then I know that I would be in a deficit. Does that make sense?
I mean, and that's actually kind of still a drastic drop if you were maintaining at 3,000. That's a fair amount of drop. Any further would be too much. Because
then probably
that's
it would
still even quite a bit. But
yeah,
I know with those tracking devices and stuff, they do say the rule of thumb is 500 calories less usually if you want to lose a pound a week, because that is 3,500 calories a week. That translates to a pound. Supposedly. So actually he ended up losing close to 2 pounds a week. Yeah. So his real maintenance calories were probably a little bit higher, and then also with the cardio.
Plus the cardio and the working out.
And the working out,
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you lost close to 2 pounds a week in that time, right?
Yeah, so needless to say, if I wanted to have a longer period, I could have probably eaten 27 or 28 and still been fine with all the exercise that I was doing. But I wouldn't have lost as much, but I would have still lost.
Yeah, but you felt good, right?
Yeah, I had enough energy. I had enough energy at 25.
Yeah, you weren't starving or anything.
Right. At one point in time, towards the end, I was getting impatient, so I dropped it down to like 2,000, and I literally felt like I was going to pass out. Like I did it for like 3 or 4 days, and I didn't cheat. But it was very, very difficult because I just felt just totally drained. And I had no idea because my body had gotten used to 2,500. So I went back up and then was just fine at 2,500.
So something you do too, I don't know if we're getting off track. I don't do this, but you kind of do.
We do.
But you kind of do is...
And if y'all have any questions too, say anything or whatever. I'll try and answer those a little later.
Well, can't you leave them so they're up on the screen so we can see them? Yeah. Okay. So something that you kind of like to do is almost, I wouldn't say you do intermittent fasting, but you like those bigger meals. So sometimes you are kind of ending up having like a big meal in the middle of the day. I don't do this. I do kind of finish eating usually about 7 o'clock. I have a big appetite.
Like I like to eat big meals. Yeah. Like I would come home and I would
that was kind of
the days that I would go to work. Like I wouldn't really eat until like 12 or 1 or 2 o'clock when I got back. And then I would have like this 1,400 or 1,500 calorie meal, and I just would eat like twice a day. And I liked it because I felt I operated on an empty stomach throughout the day. Your head's getting a little cut off. Yeah, get close.
Get in there.
So, so that was really good. So I actually like that a lot, the intermittent fasting aspect of doing those things.
Yeah, so some stuff that I've read and watched and stuff talks about that may not be the best thing for keeping as much muscle as possible while you're losing weight, but it's something that you enjoy and that you like, it makes it easier to adhere to for you. So So it's been kind of something that's worked for him. Let's see.
So 2,500 calories. I did that, and that was pretty much my ratios. I pretty much did 40% protein, so that was about like 200 grams a day. Just spitballing these numbers, and then 200 grams of carbs, about another 200. And that was the thing. I ate like 200 or 300 grams of carbs a day. So a lot of people think, oh, you got to cut out all these carbs and you got to do keto and all this stuff. you can, and yeah, you'll lose a shitload of weight because you're reducing your calories and you won't feel as bloated, you won't have as much water weight. But I love carbs. Like, I like pasta.
Yeah, you love pasta.
Yeah.
But at the same time, for a while, you were eating a lot of pasta and kind of noticing some negative changes, right? And it had all that sauce and stuff. He was still measuring it, but he didn't really like it. Maybe it was a lot of sodium, just too many carbs.
Yeah.
So then you kind of step back from that,
adjusting.
do rice.
Yeah, I got out of all the pasta and then I went to rice and simpler stuff, and then cut out like these different sauces. So my bloating went down because I was just getting aggravated because I felt poofy all the time. Yeah. But that's the thing with the consistency. I was able to stay with something for a long period of time to where I saw what meals affected me a certain way, like eating beef. Like, I would feel like greasy and sweaty and stuff like that after, so I totally just stopped eating it. And I've only been eating like chicken thighs, like literally every day. Chicken thighs.
They still have a lot of fat, but I like them so much more than just regular like chicken breast. To me, it's so much easier to eat. So, I mean, I know it's a lot of fat in them, but I just kind of budget for it.
And I didn't restrict anything. Like, if I wanted to eat out, I would just eat it and I would just track it. So that's the cool thing about it. Like, you can literally lose weight. I just want you to really take this away. The fact that, this is what blew my mind. You can lose weight if you just make sure that you just stay in a deficit and you just stay consistent with it. You'll drop the weight.
Not too much of a deficit though, because if you try to cut off too many calories or go too extreme, it becomes really hard to stick to it. Yeah. And then you will end up, falling off or not
rebounding back or
rebounding, getting really hungry. So you want to just kind of keep it in like a light deficit. And we can do another video to talk about how to figure that out later. But just something that's sustainable is the best thing to do. But definitely tracking your calories and keeping those consistent, and you can see like a ton of progress.
Right. And I think with that consistency, it helped me the most because like I'd said before, I would always just like go on a diet and then just binge at night and just gain all the crap back or just whatever, or just totally feel super, super weak with adhering to it. So by sticking to this, it's like I've just crushed and gotten rid of that person, because it's like when I hit my calories now, I'm just like, I'll just eat tomorrow. Like I used to, I would never think that way. Used to, I would just be like, I'm going to eat this and not even pay attention and then feel miserable and feel like crap after or whatever. But this way, I actually felt like in control. Yeah. So that was really cool with it.
Yeah, and there's nothing that's like really off limits. So if you really wanted it, you could either eat it and factor it in, or eat it the next day when you have more calories and stuff. So, but I mean, I think that once you start doing it for a while, you realize, I don't want to spend my calories on stuff that's going to still leave me hungry and not give me a lot of nutrients. So it kind of helps you to like tweak your diet over time to eat healthier foods, just so that you're not feeling as hungry.
That is true. It did make me eat more fuller stuff, because then I'd look in the pantry and be like, this is, I only have 300 or 400 calories. I don't want to waste it on this or waste it on that. Exactly. So I would look for something that would be more filling or like, give you more calories and make you feel fuller.
Yeah, and what I do, because I track my calories too, my intake's a little different than yours, not 2,500. Right now I'm on 1775. I was on 1975. I actually increased it because, again, like if you want to gain, I was trying to gain muscle, then you need to eat a little bit more. Granted, you can still gain muscle just by lifting weights, especially if you're new to lifting, and gain some muscle. But I've been lifting for a long time, and I wanted to put on a little bit of size, so I had kind of increased my calories from my maintenance to try to gain a little bit extra. But I count my calories too. One thing I don't count though is like vegetables. I mean, not like potatoes, I would count those. But I wouldn't count things like if I make a spring vegetable mix or something like that. Usually I'm not gonna deduct that from my calories. I consider those free. They're so low calories. So yes, nice. So
apps we use, Myfitnesspal. That's what I use for a lot of tracking. Now supplements. Here's another thing. A lot of people think that, or I can't say a lot of people, it's not like I asked a lot of people. I think that a lot of people think, based upon what you see online and stuff like that, you think that you need like all these different supplements, pre-workouts, protein powders, all this crap that's super expensive. So a lot of people don't do stuff because they feel that they have to buy these things. Yeah. And they're like, I can't afford this or afford that. And I'm with you. It's stupid to buy all this stuff. And my thing is, I didn't do a single pre-workout the entire time. I think I only did a couple protein shakes when I actually made some shakes, like actually incorporating protein. I did drink like these little Premier shakes a lot.
We put them in our coffee. They're so good.
Yeah, did these a lot. Get
really
those
good.
at Sam's. And basically it's just like 120 or 160 calories, a lot of protein in it. So it was a shake that was really good. And we use it for like coffee creamer and
I
stuff.
just put like a fourth of it, a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, and cereal. I use that for my cereal too.
Cereal.
Yeah, so instead of milk, I use that.
We should
and I
talk
pour it
about
in.
cereal. Cereal is a slippery slope,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
love cereal. I am a cereal lifelong recovering cereal-aholic. So the thing about cereal is that that was extreme, but
Something
I'm
I
serious.
didn't know about
I love cereal, but it is so hard to measure cereal. Am I yelling?
You are getting excited about cereal right now. I agree.
So,
Pre-workout's
it has
good.
so many calories in it. If you
Wake up, bro.
if you start eating cereal, it can be really hard to control your calories and to count them. So you really want to weigh it out because you'll be surprised, how much, how many calories you can accidentally overeat with cereal.
Raisin Bran, I love
when you
Raisin
weigh
Bran.
it, you want to weigh it with the grams,
Yes.
not just measure it in a cup. We use a food scale for everything.
This is the other thing too.
For nuts too, so
scale.
helpful because you can easily way overdo it with nuts and peanut butter. Nut butter, Ronnie taught me that.
Yeah, get
Weigh
a food.
nut butter.
Yeah, get a food scale, and then this way
Yeah.
you can weigh your food. So this way you can track it. Cereal's so dang good. Yes, it is good. Eat
It's
this.
so
Eat the
good.
shit out. Like Raisin Bran, dude. Like 3 servings is like 1,000 calories.
Just weigh it so you know.
But it's so just weigh it. I put it in a bowl, sit it on this, and then pour it in there, and then it tells you how many grams. So that way you can track it and eat it like crazy.
Yes. And the other thing, some stuff we try to stick to, like, this is wrong for the environment, but some things, individual packages makes it a little bit easier to what?
Like what?
Like
The
rice.
butter stuff. Yeah,
Butter stuff?
the Uncle
Oh
Ben's
yeah, the nut
rice.
butters. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes that makes it a little bit easier
It's
just to make sure you're
pre-measured.
eating the exact amount that you meant to eat instead of accidentally eating way too much.
So
if you don't have a food scale around.
Yeah, so the whole point, accountability. It doesn't have to be difficult. You can do what you want.
it's easy.
A lot of people are scared of salt.
Yeah.
I use salt. I never use salt because I thought that I
too
couldn't.
much salt, or if your doctor says not to.
Yeah. But I use salt.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you advising people.
Yes.
I use salt, and I'm like, oh my god,
I know,
this
I might have
tastes
to
so
leave for the
good.
supplements part.
But literally, okay, so supplements.
Supplements.
This is all I did: an amino energy pre-workout, and I think it has caffeine in it. Caffeine was my only saving grace, and then my other thing were these. This is basically caffeine pills, 200 milligrams a piece.
I just drink coffee.
And coffee.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all I drank because my body was so worn out from all this crap of constantly doing these things, so I would just feel so tired.
Yeah. So do you feel like it was a little too much?
Oh yeah.
The 75
like
days?
my ankles would be tired, my body would just feel exhausted.
That was what I kind of was concerned about.
But the thing is I didn't hate
you didn't
that
really
part
complain,
of it.
though, so I didn't know.
No, I just felt that it was such a huge waste of time to have to do so much working out. But no, now I'm like excited to not have to do all that crap. So anyways, supplements, just show that one more time. Just amino energy. This is like $20. And the reason I did this was because it was just mainly, I think, the caffeine in it. It was just a little bit of caffeine. I took like 1 or 2 scoops of this and went and did my workout. So I didn't have to do $50 or $60 of like Explode or Jack 3D or just, that's old stuff. That's old school stuff. But whatever pre-workout. So you don't need anything. And then there was many times when I ran out of this and I didn't even have any pre-workout. And I was like, I'm not going to get a pump. And I felt just as good, if not better.
Yeah.
So I just don't want you to think that you have to have all the pre-workout and stimulants to go and work out.
Yeah, I didn't use a pre-workout for like years.
Yeah.
And
So you don't need those. But if you do, and because you like the stimulation or you like the pump, then just use them. Who cares? I'm just talking to the people.
Just ask your doctor if you have health problems, especially.
Yes. So that stuff. Wow, you pulled it. I know, right? Jack 3D, bro. When your face would like tingle and like you'd feel like you feel like you'd be on fire.
Yeah.
They banned that, I think, because people were like testing positive. Yeah, they banned that.
Oh, I don't know.
That was old
Then it was
school
something
stuff.
else other than medicine. Yeah.
Yeah, and then the caffeine pills. And I would only take like one of those a day. So nothing too crazy. So that was the stimulants, the supplements. Let's see, mindset, a lot of the stuff. I think we kind of covered a lot of the basics in the beginning. The strength.
That's what was in it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess that's what did it. I don't know.
Okay.
But the other thing with it too is the mental strength and the clarity of doing this. Yes, it was stupidly hard, but I think that I committed to it because I just wanted to gain the mental strength of actually doing it and following through with it. Yeah, it's exactly
what?
They had meth in that.
Know that.
Yeah, they had meth in that crap. So yeah, the mental strength from all this was probably one of my biggest takeaways. Like I feel like I can take on anything right now. So it was pretty cool to kind of feel those things. Super optimistic about a lot of stuff because I feel like in control. And I think that's what a lot of these 75
Just another
hard
supplement from that era.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Old school.
I really don't know what was in it, any of that stuff. Just do your research before you take or buy anything.
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah.
What's up, babe?
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of those things with it. So I'd recommend it. I wouldn't recommend to do something so stringent because it's kind of redundant. It's kind of pointless. I think you'll get your results. Like I said, I dropped like 20 pounds from it.
An hour and a half a day is hard on your body, especially for 75 days.
Yeah.
And then what if you're sick or something? That's the only issue is
you're going
to want to get enough rest.
I didn't get a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
I'm today was my first day that I didn't work out. I feel like bad. But I also feel good because now I can go to sleep early. My sleep schedule was so screwed up. Like a lot of people are like, they don't have the time to put the stuff in. And you're right. Because like I would drive to work and then I would come back home.
Yeah.
What it do, bro? And then I would come back home and then I would just be worn out and then I would still have to eat, still have to walk, still have to work out. And I wouldn't go to sleep until like 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock, or I'd finish. So many times I finished reading my book at 12 o'clock because I was just getting it in. A couple times I went a couple minutes over.
Oh my gosh, you cheated. Yeah.
But I didn't give up.
Yeah.
And a couple times I did go a few calories over on my 250, like it was, 2,505 or 20, but I was just like, whatever, I'm not going to quit this.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but the point of it was I stuck to the thing and just stayed committed to it. Want to buy a house? So the whole point of that is I'm just saying that sleep.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that?
It was hard for you a couple of days. Because if I was in Alexandria and there was no way to watch Bro, then
yes,
I'd be gone 12 hours plus the drive, and then you were like doing your workout at like 9 o'clock at night when I got back. So
I just want to tell you this. If you're considering doing something, you can do it. Like you literally can do whatever it is that you want to put your mind to. You can achieve it. You can find the time. It's just you have to find something that you're committed and you want to adhere to, and it has to be a big enough reason as to why. And when you do it, start it and follow it all the way through. That's the thing with it, and you will see results. Like I've completely changed so many of my bad habits that I had that I feel so much more powerful and in control of myself, and not feeling weak like I'm going to succumb to treats and bullshit foods or talk bad to myself about not like being how I want and stuff like that, So I guess those are a lot of, it was very, very a good experience. Like it was like a whole journey that I went through. So it was really kind of cool. I'm glad that this shit's over with though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anytime that you have a goal and you follow through with it, anytime that you have a goal and you follow through with it, you're going to get benefits from doing that. So even if, this 75 hard is too extreme, if you did something shorter, a shorter goal, or maybe it wasn't as long of working out because I was like an hour and a half a day. Just like giving yourself a goal and following through with it is going to help you to mentally be able to take on the next goal. So that's always a good thing. I think that was one of the major factors. But like with working out or dieting or any of that stuff, it's all about consistency. So you just want to, start and just do better all the time. Start with tracking and just continue to try to be more consistent, and you're going to get benefits from that. It's not a race, and a lot of people will make you think, oh, I can have like a 30-day transformation or whatever. But that's not really realistic. Losing weight takes time. It just does, especially if you want to lose the weight and not have to worry about it flying back on the second you miss the gym because maybe it's closed for quarantine or whatever. So if you want to like have consistent, yeah, exactly, AJ, consistency is key. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
AJ's on point.
Yes.
That's my boy.
Yeah, it's key. So.
But yeah, see, that's the thing. My last few days were quarantined, so I was doing body weight workouts and simple workouts here and I got more of like a sweat at the house because it was just a totally different environment, I guess.
Yeah.
But I did it. I did the stuff, and it was good to finish it and stay consistent with it. I completely agree because I was always extremely impatient and I want results very quickly.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how long this stuff really takes. It takes months, years to really get to the point that you want. But if you stick with it and you stay with it, you'll actually get there before you know it, and you're always progressing. And I never thought that way before. I was always very impatient. And I think today's industry, it's just always about here, now, quick, get it. But if you just keep just chugging away, if you screw up a day or two, it's fine. Just think of all the achievements you did before it and keep moving along forward. You know, you're going to do well with it.
Exactly.
Just did their final walkthrough. What? He's pumped. With AJ. Yeah. Y'all closed like this week, huh?
Yay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But other than that, this was the whole point of this live. I think I put a link.
Any of this?
No, we got that shit.
We got everything.
So if you see a link below, we're gonna probably be doing more videos like this because we have more time in the evening and stuff. We're gonna talk about different topics, different subjects. If you click that link, that's actually her YouTube channel. She's just starting.
Oh.
She's going to be.
You made me.
Yeah, I put that in.
Link. Oh, thank you.
So ladies, fellas out there, if you want to learn more about fitness, she's going to be dropping a lot more knowledge because like I said, she knows 10 times more about this than I do and a lot of other people out there that just have misinformation. Click it, get subscribed, and she'll basically be dropping some videos in the near future. We just kind of want to get stuff going with that. Yeah. So other than that, I appreciate your time. I know it's in the evening. Y'all stay safe, stay quarantined. Don't put your hands to your mouth. Or if you do, it's whatever.
You washed your hands before you did that, huh?
I don't know. All right. You have a good night. Bye.
Okay. Bye.